This is my shoe. The entire design. It was something that came from my mind. From the upper to the tooling to the color pops. It all came from my mind. And if I'm going to be honest, it looks terrible. But there's more to it. Let me tell you a story.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Delta's pleasure to welcome you to London Heathrow, where the local time is 6:40 a.m. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your carry-on items stowed until the aircraft is parked at the gate and the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign.
Just recently, I was invited to London for the launch of the new P.O.D system. If you're not familiar, it's a new shoe, and those letters stand for point of deflection. The shoe is a mix of some of the Adidas heritage and what I think is the future of Adidas, which right now seems to weigh heavily on Boost. The shoe is very comfortable. I've actually already unboxed a pair, so you can check out that video if you haven't already. But I'm getting off track. Let's get back to the story. For the start of the day, Adidas invited us to their flagship store in London. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to London. We're here for the special launch of the Adidas P.O.D system. You've probably already seen the unboxing, but today they're actually doing a launch. They brought us here to London. It's me, Kais, Tony D, Seth, DJ Clark Kent, Russ Bankston, and a bunch of other people, and it looks like we're actually going in right now, so let's go see what they have for us. They basically transformed the entire store into a P.O.D sort of display. They had a table full of shoe parts that echoed the design of the shoe and really helped highlight the three different pieces of the silhouette. One of the main parts of the shoe is the heel, which is the boost I talked about earlier. It provides a lot of cushioning. As most of you know, when you walk, you land on your heels, and they put the best cushioning there to give you that extra comfort. The next part of the shoe is actually the Shank Plate, or torsion plate as Adidas calls it. This is the piece that helps to deflect the balance of boost with the less responsive cushioning that's going to be in the forefoot of the shoe. This is something that Adidas has been doing actually since like the late 80s, early 90s, and it's good to see them bring that technology back in a way that I would say fits today's world. The final piece is the forefoot. Adidas calls it a higher rebound EVA, which is something that I expect they had to do because of the balance of the boost. So with those three components, it's supposed to give a smoother ride. The boost transfers the energy into the torsion plate, which is deflected through the rebound of the EVA to give you a smooth ride. At least in theory, that's how it's supposed to work. So we just finished the introduction, which really talked to us about the P.O.D system, and it really broke it down into three separate pieces. It's a mixture of those three things which actually make up the P.O.D system. So you're getting the boost, the EVA, and then the deflection system, or the Shank Plate, which is really causes the ride. I got to talk to one of the designers a little bit, and he was explaining how that deflection system helps minimize the difference between the boost and the EVA and gives it a better ride when you're walking. So I actually get a pair on and try it out, but right now we're going to the Maker Lab, where we get to actually make a pair of shoes. They basically had these two guys from their German head office explaining that to us and giving us a better idea of how the system works, the vision for it, and how it all came to be. After the presentation was over, Adidas invited us over to what they call the Makers Lab, and this was the part that I was really excited about. The Makers Lab, it's a designer's dream. If you ever thought about or wanted to design your own shoe, the Makers Lab is where that happens. Basically, it's like a mini sneaker factory where you get to put pieces of different shoes together and create a final product that you actually really love. Quick side note, this was the most creative part of the trip, and while I was there, it kind of made me think of the creative people that were in the room. Each person there kind of creates in their own way. The energy, the drive, and the time that it takes each of them to make something. In a weird way, we are the makers, the creators that bring our own vision to life to share with the world. I just think there's something special about that, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that world. Anyway, okay, back to the lab.
For those that don't know me, my name is Mark Kilche. I'm creative director at the Brooklyn Farm, working on creative direction. But we're here to partner with Originals to launch the P.O.D system and create a Maker Lab setup similar to what we have in our office. Eric is in charge of our Maker Lab.
We're going to make some shoes today. It's going to be really exciting. Got a lot of super knowledgeable people here to assist you. Everything from design, development, making, So we'll go through the whole process, choose uppers, get them stitched together on a last and glued, and get some photos. So good.
Originals is all about the past empowering the future. It's about tapping into our memory of the brand. We're here not to ask you guys to execute what we are doing already, but to tap in your memory and collaborate with you and bring your vision to life.
So here is where things get interesting. We had 2 hours to create a shoe, which is nowhere near enough time. There were a ton of options, which made things even worse. I literally just grabbed a bunch of things and started throwing them together until an idea hit me, and then it did. Okay, so now we're almost finished with the design. I'm not gonna show you what it looks like quite yet because honestly, I'm still not sure about it. We put all of the pieces together, little stuff like this, and then there's tags, and then there's whatever these are. There's like the 3 stripes tape that usually see on the back of the NMDs. There's just all kinds of stuff everywhere that you put on your shoes. Like they have midsoles. There's the rubber from outsole. There's just a bunch of different pieces. If you want to do the P.O.D, they have the boost from the P.O.D with the rubber. There's just a ton of different pieces that you can use. You can do spray paint. If you want to spray paint your shoes, they have the stitching there, all the ribbons, everything. There's just a ton of options. We had 2 hours. Right now we have 23 minutes and 12 seconds to finish our design, so we'll see how close we get there. But you can see there are a ton of people still working on putting things together. Here are a lot of the outsoles. You can see the outsoles and the midsoles in the last right there. Let's see if we can find mine over here. Mine is over here somewhere. Okay, here's mine. All right, here we go. So I'll show you mine is over here. My shoe. So mine there. So that's what it looks like right now, just the outsole, but we have a lot more things that we need to do with it. See, there's glue there. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different pieces that we got to put together. So stay tuned for that, and I'll show you guys what it looks like in the end. Kind of excited about it because I've never put together a shoe, but definitely see how hard it is to do this. As random pieces, they started to fall into place. The vision for the final product started to come together. All right, we're on the very last step. They're sewing the strobo board on, and then they're gonna put the outsole on. I don't know if we're gonna make it. We're at the very end of time, so I might miss out on getting it all together. We'll see.
Can I show them my
Tice
shoe?
already has his together.
All right, so this is my shoe. Obviously, we had the chunky dad shoe vibes. What you think?
I like it.
I like the inside version.
Oh,
more.
I like the boost here. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I put a lot of boost.
I like the colors too, though. The colors are really
The
dope.
colors are sick. The only thing that would have made it pop off was the laces, but we accidentally sewed, so we can't put laces
So you can't
in
put the
it.
laces in. It's a slip-on. It's a dad's shoe slip-on.
Dad's shoe slip-on, perfect.
Levels for this. Even though I had an idea of what the final product probably should look like, I just decided to let the creative process run its course and ultimately take over and guide me to the final shoe that you see right here. Is it the best looking shoe in the world? No, not by a long shot, but I don't need it to be. It represents a start. It represents potential. This is an idea that started in my head and now I can hold in my hand. I can hold an idea in my hand. I can see how I can make it better. I can take it and level it up. And that is why I'll always remember this trip, because it allowed me to take an idea in my head, make something of it, and now be in a position where I can make that idea even better. When thinking about this trip and the shoe, I see how the mixture of the old with the torsion plate and like the EVA combined with the modern style of the upper and then the boost at the heel, how they all lead to, I guess, like greater things. Alone, those things are cool, but putting them together has created something entirely new, something greater than those parts alone. And that's kind of how I like to look at the content that I create, that the ideas and the cameras and the lights and all those are cool individually, but when you put them all together, they make something even better. I know that's a bit of a long story, but I want to give a big shout out to Adidas Originals for actually sponsoring this trip to London. The P.O.D. system officially launches on June 16th at select Adidas shops for $130. Right now, I think they're going to be a bit limited, but a larger launch is coming in like a month or two, July and August. As always, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe if you like what you see right here. I'm Jacques Slade. As always, I appreciate you, and hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Beautifully done.